What if the reason that your visibility isn't working has nothing to do with consistency and everything to do with burnout? Let's talk about it. Welcome to the Moms Make Money podcast. I'm your host, Jenny. I'm the owner of Moms Make Money Collective, a podcast and visibility strategist and mom of two. Many moms feel like we need to sacrifice our careers for our children, but I wholeheartedly believe that we can have a thriving business and family at the same time. In this podcast, we're going to be diving into the ins and outs of running a business as a mom and getting real and raw about all things parenting. So buckle up because we're about to go all in. Hey, welcome back to Moms Make Money, the show for mom entrepreneurs looking to build sustainable service-based businesses in part-time hours. Let me guess. You've been told that if you want more clients, more sales, more momentum, you just need to be more visible. Post more, pitch more, show up everywhere, be consistent at all costs. And yet, you're exhausted. You're doing quote unquote all the things, but nothing seems to be moving the needle. So today, I want to say something that might feel like a relief and maybe a little uncomfortable. Your problem isn't lack of visibility, it's unsustainable visibility. And that's exactly what we're unpacking today. Why visibility feels so draining, why it's not working the way that you were promised, and how to fix it without burning yourself out in the process. Let's jump in. So, somewhere along the way, visibility has become synonymous with chaos. We were taught if you're not posting daily, you're falling behind. If you take a break, the algorithm will punish you. And if you're not everywhere, no one's going to find you. And for moms, that advice is especially harmful because visibility advice is often built for people without kids, or if they do have kids, they might have some type of full-time childcare, or people whose entire business is content creation, not moms who are running businesses in the margins of naps, school drop-offs, and real life. So when you try to follow that advice, what happens? You start creating content on the fly, posting just to stay relevant, and feeling guilty every time you go quiet. And slowly, visibility starts to feel like another job that you just can't keep up with. So here is a truth that most people won't say. Visibility doesn't fail because you're not consistent enough. It fails because it's not connected to anything. Most moms I work with are visible, but they're also disconnected. They're posting tips with no pathway, stories with no direction, and content that really doesn't lead anywhere. So it feels like they're shouting into the void. You're showing up, but you're not seeing results. And that leads to frustration, resentment, and eventually burnout. Not because you're doing it wrong, but because your visibility doesn't have a job. So let's call this out clearly. Random visibility is exhausting. When you don't know what you're promoting, who you're speaking to, or what action you want someone to take, then every piece of content starts to feel heavy. You sit down thinking, what should I post today? What if this doesn't land? And what if I'm wasting my time? And that mental load, that is what burns you out, not the posting itself. So here is a reframe that changes everything. Visibility should support your life, not compete with it. So sustainable visibility has three key elements. The first one is one core message. So instead of reinventing the wheel every single week, ask yourself, what problem do I help people solve? And what do I want to be known for right now? You don't need 10 talking points. You just need one clear message repeated in different ways. The second thing is fewer platforms, deeper impact. So you do not need to be everywhere. You want to choose one main platform and one long-form content anchor, like a podcast or a blog or email, whatever that is. Everything else supports those two things. And then lastly, you want to have a clear path. So every piece of visibility should answer what is next for this person. So they read an email, then they listen to a podcast episode. They listen to an episode, they grab a free resource. They grab a free resource, and then they join your world. Visibility without direction creates noise, and visibility with a path creates momentum. So let's talk about what visibility can look like for busy moms. So let me paint a different picture for you. Instead of daily posting, constant creation, and starting from scratch every week, visibility could look like one podcast episode repurposed into multiple touch points, one weekly email that nurtures your audience, and one clear call to action that you rotate for a full month. That's it. Not because you're lazy, but because you're strategic. So here is the mindset shift I want you to take with you. Visibility is not about being louder, it's about being clearer. Clear message, clear audience, clear next step. That's what creates momentum without burning you out. And if this episode hit home for you, I want you to ask yourself this week, where am I being visible without intention? And what would happen if I simplified instead of added more? And if you want support building visibility that actually works for your season of life, check the show notes because I've got some resources waiting for you. Because you don't need to hustle harder to be seen. You just need visibility that fits your life. All right, that's it for this week. I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. I really hope you enjoyed it. I'd love it if you would head on over to our free Facebook group called Moms Make Money Collective to connect with us further. If you're more of an Instagram fan, make sure you're following us on Instagram at Moms Make Money Collective. If you're loving the show, make sure to leave us a rating and review on Apple Podcast. Your feedback means the absolute world to us. We'll see you in the next episode.